Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right folks, so we are finally into the month of October and I love this time of year, and I felt it was only right to put a video together on a few horror pickups that I've gotten, and as you can see by my thumbnail, it hasn't quite worked out for me unfortunately, but look, I felt it was only right to put a video together and share my thoughts on these movies. One in particular I think is absolutely atrocious, one of the worst things I have ever seen, and I will leave that to last. So I am not going to waste any time here folks, I'm going to jump right into it, and let's start with the good. And the good is My Bloody Valentine, and this is the original My Bloody Valentine. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but this movie is very hard to get on Blu-ray, particularly over here in Ireland. I think only Shout Factory was the only company that brought out a release of it, but unfortunately it is region locked, and I don't have a region free player as of yet. I'm hoping someday very soon to get one, because I actually have the gorgeous Steelbook edition from Scream Factory. This was gifted to me by my good friend Cody over in H&S Collectibles, and I would love to be able to see this version of it, but something is telling me that this release, which is a Spanish release, I think it's the exact same picture quality that's on this one as the Scream Factory, because it looks absolutely spectacular. I never in a million years did I think this movie would look as good as it does. Now this is the uncut version as well. Now there was 9 minutes removed from this movie when it got its theatrical release, and this one has 3 of the 9 restored. Now you can clearly see the 3 minutes because the picture quality dips massively in quality, and I'm kind of happy it did in a way, because at least then I can make out what scenes are the uncut, you know, what has been put back in. And I have to tell you, is when you do look at the 3 minutes that were put back in, it makes you wonder how bad the other 6 minutes are, because they're quite brutal on this one. But it is a wonderful, wonderful movie, it is. It's a great slasher movie, very underrated in my eyes, probably one of the best 80s slasher movies out there. It kind of, you know, it's kind of held in a small town for half the movie, then it kind of goes into a mine for the second half, and it is one of those who's doing it kind of movies, and it got me. I remember the first time I seen it, it did get me. I wasn't able to guess the killer, which I absolutely love with movies like this. And like I said, the picture quality is absolutely spectacular on it. Now, it is getting a 4K release at the end of this month. Unfortunately, I think it's coming out in like the 26th of October, so there was no way I was ever going to be able to get it before Halloween, and that's why I probably opted for this release. And I'm sure I'll pick up the 4K maybe sometime next year, and I'm hoping it's going to be a spectacular looking job when it comes to its transfer. If this release is anything to go by, they don't have much work to do. But yes, if you're a fan of your 80s slasher movies, I can't think of a better movie than My Bloody Valentine. And great now to finally have a Blu-ray release of it where I can actually play it in my own setup here. So yeah, that is the good folks. It is My Bloody Valentine, and yeah, what a movie it is. Right, so on to the bad we go. Now, I'm not going to say my expectations were high for this one, far from it, but I was expecting it to be a hell of a lot better than what it was. So yes, it is The Pope's Exorcist, and it stars Russell Crowe, who does one of the worst Italian accents I've ever heard. This is your run-of-the-mill demonic possessions kind of movie. I've seen it time and time again, where Russell Crowe is the head exorcist in the Vatican. He's sent to this small town in Spain to investigate this child who has been possessed by a demon. And of course, when Russell Crowe gets there, he quickly realizes that the demon that's possessing this child has had a previous connection with him from a previous case. I have seen it so many times before, and it is poorly executed with this movie. It's not a bad looking movie. Some of the set pieces are actually quite good in it, and it is a beautiful looking movie to look at. But like I said, it's just poorly executed with a cast where you just don't care about. Even the child, his demonic possession, his voice, I just don't like the sound of it. Like, I love, when you look at the likes of The Exorcist and the way the child speaks in it, it is terrifying when you hear a voice. In this, he just sounds like a grumpy old man. So yeah, I just, like I said, didn't think much of this movie. Like I said, my expectations weren't high for it from the get-go. But the movie has made a considerable amount of money. I think it had a budget of around 16 million. It grossed over 70 million at the box office. And I'm almost certain I heard that it's been greenlit for a sequel. Now, I have to admit, Russell Crowe's character in it, as bad as his accent is, there is moments in it where he is quite funny. And he is, in a way, likeable. I just could have done without the Italian accent. So, yeah, that is my bad, folks. The Pope's Exorcist. Right, so on to the shit we go, and shit is not a good enough word to describe how bad this movie is, and it is the Slumber Party Massacre. Now, I made the mistake of not seeing the original movie. This is the remake, and I was told that the original is so much better, which is not saying a whole lot in all fairness, because it doesn't get any worse than this. Now, I was quite vocal when it came to Black Christmas, the latest remake of Black Christmas, and how bad it was. But my God, this one takes it a couple of steps further. It starts off with these girls, they're staying in a cabin. This killer comes, kills nearly all of them bar one. And she thinks that she ends up killing him at the start of it, but she doesn't. So the movie jumps to present day, and the woman that survived now has a child, and her and her friends are going to this cabin to see if they can actually find the killer and kill them for good. The only thing is, the movie just has no identity. It doesn't know what it wants to be. They tried to flip it. So basically, all the men in this are cowards. Like, there's even scenes in it where the men are having pillow fights. When you look at an 80s slasher movie, you see a woman having a shower and you can see the soap running down her back. They do the exact same thing with this movie, only for it's a man. And of course, he has a big white ass on him as well, just like you'd see in the 80s. It is absolutely shocking. Every time a man comes onto the scene and something scary happens, the men run away, and it's the women that are left to fight off the killer. It is the ultimate woke movie, if I'm completely honest, and I hate it every single second of it. The cast is absolutely shocking. The set pieces in the movie, not particularly all that convincing. I think they tried to copy one or two scenes from Halloween and Friday the 13th as well. They didn't pull it off. It is a horrendous movie. And trust me, folks, do not pick this up. I was wondering why I was able to get the movie for €4 with a slipcover. I knew that should have been the first red flag. But yeah, it is horrendous. And as soon as this video ends, I am actually sending this back because I do not want it in my collection. So there you have it, folks. 3 movies that one worked out quite beautifully for me. The other 2 are quite poor, particularly that last one, which is downright shocking. And if you have seen it, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of it. Surely there can't be a big fan base for that movie out there. Right, folks, so there you have it. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And like I said, if you could leave a comment down below, please do, and share your thoughts on some of the movies here. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.